Are you? And man, let's keep rocking and rolling. We're getting closer and closer to the events.
We are. And supposed to be coming out. The book releases middle of July, July 16th. And then we have all kinds of things going on.
So tell us, kind of, Mitchell, those things that are happening coming up for you.
All right. Beginning of August, we'll have a, just left, sorry,
Okay.
completely blank.
Okay. So good. So
I'll
you go
start that
to,
over.
yeah, start that over. Let me just keep going, keep rolling. All
Okay.
right. So yeah.
Yeah. In August 1st starts a podcast, a blog tour for that. So I'll have reviews going on all month long. The end of July, we have a book signing. We have another one on the first of August, or the first weekend of August, and then we have, three more going on between August and September.
Well,
So two bookstores and then other sites.
that's pretty wild, Mitchell, because it's like you get to go out and talk to your fans, and that's what you've talked about so much is important is to talk to your readers.
Yes, love to get the interaction. Love to get the feedback.
Because that's key. When you don't have the interaction and feedback, it's how are you supposed to improve as an author and become better? And the feedback you're getting, you're enjoying that, right? What people are
I
saying.
am. I'm amazed at the number of people that are identifying with Abby and her past and her story and their frustration somewhere in the past with the church, someone that hurt them, and so they've kind of distanced themselves from the church as well as from God, and so they're following Abby along, identifying with her, but also reading in and getting the scripture from Susan and from the church there. So it's good. It's good.
And I think that's powerful to get that message out there
Yeah.
for sure. Let's talk about Mitchell, uh, the writing book three. What's happening there?
Well, book three is done right now, and so it's in the hands of the police officers and the homicide detective that I know, and they're checking that for proper procedure, proper names, things like that. So make sure that I don't misidentify the police or the homicide unit, do things that would not been procedurally correct. And then when they give me that feedback, then I'll update and edit that and then send it on to my agent. So that one is to release in January.
That's fantastic, and you can't say anything because you have to read book two first, right? That's you
Yeah.
saying.
Book one and book two lead all into that. And then I'm actually started. I'm about 6,000 words into book four right now.
So let's talk about like what you do when you're writing the book. Like, do you kind of have to remind yourself of some of the characters or look at specific things and where you think you're going with this?
Yeah, I've typed a list of characters, their descriptions, their birth dates, all of that, so that I can consistently describe them and talk about that and what their ages would be, who they're related to, connected to keep my story consistent. But I also have that ongoing story with uh, Abby. So from book through one through book six is one large story that connects by six cases.
Okay. And you've not decided yet what's going to happen to the characters?
Oh yeah, I know what's going to happen all the way through those six, and then I have kind of an outline for the next three.
And so this for next, so this book seven, eight, and nine,
Correct.
right? And kind of, do you kind of see, is this making sense? Or do you have some people in your corner helping you as a team when you're going through this process of how?
Uh, Not really. This is something I'm trying to keep under the hat so that it'll surprise everybody. And but I'll have all the clues left in there from book one on. So even book six, you can look back to book one and say, "Oh, okay, there that was."
It's nice to have, I guess, something that you have the decision on everyone's lives, right? In the
Yeah.
story.
Yes, it is to have
And
control of something.
yeah, absolutely. And when you talk, when people hear about it, they say, okay, this is happening. And what about also having Nashville as the background? How many people were excited about that? Nashvillians, yeah.
Even not, yeah, even people in Johnson City, which is the eastern tip of Tennessee, were excited that it's something familiar to them that they know about. So they're recognizing places, roads, parts of the city.
So you're putting landmarks in different places in Nashville.
Yes,
That's nice. And that's, I'm sure the police officers like that too, because they're being recognized.
right. And especially since I started with the East Precinct people, all three of these people were from East Precinct originally when I started the book. And they've gone on to homicide. He's gone to Central, where the lieutenant has gotten a kind of a more controlled position in the central office. And then the person that was the ME's office is no longer there, but she's still interested in helping out with. She makes sure that all my death scenes and wounds all fit.
Okay. Let's talk about Mitchell, some of the other things when you think about as a writer, the goal ultimately is screen to movie, right? Book to movie. What's happening with the series and all this stuff? Have you we're gonna hear news soon on this?
Yeah, I just got a glance at the first draft of the screenplay. Um, and when he produced that, it's probably twice as long as it needs to be. So I was asked to come in and say, what is essential, knowing what's coming later, and what is not essential. And unfortunately, my cuts that I offered him were not not significant enough to get it down to that hour 45 minutes, 2 hour window. So he's going to have to make some cuts from what's there.
Right. And that's interesting, isn't it?
It is. That's the first time I've seen actually a screenplay. So to see that with things from your book, that was exciting. And to
What's the
see that
difference? What
process.
do you see the difference?
Well, you don't get to describe the emotions or things that are going on. It's dialogue. It's setting a scene, and then you have everything dependent upon the dialogue.
Yeah, because as a writer, that's probably where challenge is you have to really make people picture it in the book.
Right.
And was that a hard thing for you getting started as a writer to kind of be able to give the picture of what's happening before the dialogue?
Yeah, I'm kind of handicapped being colorblind, so the vivid descriptions I lack on there. So I try to get it where, of course, I see the book as it comes to me. I always see it like a movie in my mind, and so I'm just trying to describe as best I can what I'm seeing going on, and then filling in those details.
Okay. Well, the best place to go is mitchellscarnesauthor.com. I appreciate it, Mitchell. Great stuff again. And really get people excited about the events by going to the website, signing up for these events, and being ready. And there is a audiobook giveaway all the way till the end of July, till the end of June. So tell a little people how they can get the giveaway.
Yes.
So basically, all they have to do, so Mitchell, is go to your website and sign up for your email list, or give me their email through DMing you, and then they could get the audiobook. They'll enter
Okay.
the raffle for the
All right.
audiobook. Okay. All right.
Sounds
Thanks,
great.
Mitchell.
All
Appreciate
right.
it.